All right. Well, I'm Kara McCoy, and here I am with J.R. Rice, author of
So
Pencils and lots of other things. And I just thought we'd get started by talking about ourselves and how we met.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
believe, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't, no, a couple of months, I think.
Yeah, we met at one of the local book fairs at a seat at the table in Elk Grove.
Seat at the
Yeah,
Table in Elk Grove, which everybody should go shop at because it's the best store in the area.
yeah,
One of my favorite stores in the area. And
yeah,
yeah, I believe that our author tables were somewhat close-ish.
yeah, almost, yeah, like parallel. Yeah,
And but I remember really liking your title. And so I noticed that at the beginning of your book, the poem Teacher by Langston Hughes
yeah,
is at the beginning. And why did you choose this poem and how does it relate to the book's main themes?
yeah. And thanks for bringing that up. And I appreciate like because I'm actually a pretty shy guy. And so I appreciate you kind of introducing yourself to me. Like yeah,
I
I
play an
appreciate that.
extrovert really well.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And yeah, I remember that was like, oh, you made that comment about my book title. And my novel Broken Pencils. This is my debut novel. It's a coming of age young adult novel set in the Bay. I kind of tried to do like a black version of Catcher in the Rye.
Mm.
Yeah, so Salinger is one of my biggest influences, and also like Langston Hughes. He's also a big influence of mine. And so, like in the book, I start with a poem from Langston Hughes. Is it cool if I read it?
Absolutely.
Cool. So it's called Teacher. And ironically, there's a chapter in the book called Teacher, and ironically, I am a teacher.
Hey.
uh, Ideals are like the stars, always above our reach. Humbly, I tried to learn. More humbly did I teach.
Mm.
On all honest virtues, I sought to keep firm hold. I wanted to be a good man, though I pinched my soul. But now I lie beneath cool loam, forgetting every dream. And in this narrow bed of earth, no lights gleam. In this narrow bed of earth, stardust never scatters. And I tremble lest the darkness teach me that nothing matters. Yeah, I remember reading this. Make a long story short, and I brought props. I like yeah. So
Yay.
my uncle he gave me for Christmas. One Christmas I was asking for money. He gives me a book, uh, which is just as
There you go.
valuable, right? So he gives me this big ass book, a collection of Langston Hughes, and I don't know if you can see it, but this is almost as big as the
Yeah.
Bible. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so
No, and I
yeah,
love how you read that aloud because I mean I read the poem at the beginning of the book, but hearing it aloud versus reading it on the page is a completely different experience. And you're a poet as well, yes?
yeah, yeah. And I had to reread it several times, and I just randomly discovered it in this big book,
Hmm.
and I remember already being done with the draft of the book, and I remember reading that poem, and that really resonated with me because the poem it sounds kind of hopeful at first, but then it ends with this kind of he repeats this in this narrow bed of earth.
Hmm.
And it kind of gets really dark, like this person's about to die, or this person's like stuck in some kind of really dark, hellish place.
Or like a
And
liminal space, kind of a yeah.
yeah, and it ends with him saying, "I tremble lest the darkness teach me that they teach me that nothing really matters."
Mhm.
And so with my book, it's about it's kind of about this kind of nihilistic character. His name is Jonah Tarver. He's a young black teen from Oakland. He believes all lives are like broken pencils.
Mm.
And the whole broken pencils thing is a metaphor. Um, if you take like a pencil and you break it at the end, usually it's pointless. So yeah. So Jonah Tarver, he believes that all lives are like broken pencils. He believes that life is pointless. And so on the night of his senior prom and also the anniversary of his best friend's death, he's trying to discover his point in life. So going back to kind of with the poem, it's following the same kind of theme where this kid believes that nothing really matters. Going through this dark past and these traumatic experiences, he's believing that his life has no purpose. And so in this book, you follow this. He goes through this crazy journey over the night in San Francisco, going through prom, going through strip clubs, going meeting gangsters, meeting homeless people, meeting strippers, all sorts of crazy stuff. But in throughout this crazy journey, he's trying to find his purpose. He's trying to discover if life really matters.
Awesome. And so the book takes place over basically one night.
Yeah,
Yeah, so how
yeah.
is that like pacing wise writing it? Because it's sometimes pacing is a bit tricky for me and kind of distilling everything into one night. Was that challenging or did that or is that just you found what that's what the story wanted?
Both. It
Okay.
was very challenging to write in real time because a lot of writing, a lot of stories take place over like a couple of weeks or a couple of years, and you're
Right.
navigating a whole long timeline.
Hmm.
So the challenge to write a story in real time is to kind of pace it where it seems realistic. And so when I say real time, for example, like in the book, there's 12, no, 13 chapters. So each
Hmm.
chapter is an hour in his night. So it
Oh,
starts
cool.
at 7 o'clock right before the prom, and so you follow him at home getting ready, and then he goes through this big kind of fight with his parents, and this all takes place in the course of an hour. And so you kind of gotta pace each paragraph, pace each scene so that it seems like, oh, seems like about 10 minutes. Oh, this seems
It's
about like
happening in
20
real
minutes.
time.
Yeah.
So you're
Uh,
experiencing at the same time that he is.
Yeah, and something I also learned is there's a quote. Forgive me, I do not know. I forgot the guy's name,
That's
but
okay.
we don't we don't remember days or months or years. We remember moments,
I love that.
and
And it's so true.
yeah, yeah. So when you're writing also in real time, like you don't remember everything that you did in an hour, but you do remember that moment you washed the dishes or you were pooping on the toilet
Right.
or
I know. Yeah, you had
yeah.
your kind of like body memories, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's great. And I
yeah,
saw that the Broken Pencils earned the 2024 Literary Titan Gold Book Award.
yeah.
Congratulations. And the
Thank you.
2024 Pencraft Semper Bass Book Award for winner for young adult coming of age fiction, and the 2024 Hawthorne Prize finalist for best fiction. So, so two questions here. What do you hope readers take away from Jonah's story, and what do you think that readers can connect with his?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, the story follows like a young black boy from Oakland who is still grieving over the loss of his best friend. His parents are also in the midst of a divorce. He's not in a very like stable relationship with his girlfriend. Just a lot of I try to throw in just a lot of common things that
Yeah,
most
those are
people
a lot of common experiences that a lot of
yeah,
people.
yeah, and the underlining thing is just him trying to cope with all these different conflicts while still dealing with his bipolar disorder.
Oh,
And
there's.
so,
Oh wow. Okay, so that's in there too. That's
yeah,
that's a
well,
really good.
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
that, yeah, and sport. I mean, you'll when you read it, you'll see. It's not a
Yeah.
big spoiler, but what I wanted to show with this character, well, initially when I wrote it, my hope was to kind of just deal with my own traumas. I tried to I tried to write a fictionalized version of myself,
Mhm.
um, kind of like the same thing that George Lucas did with Luke Skywalker.
Right.
Yeah, like Luke, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Mhm.
so I tried to deal with my traumas by doing a fictionalized version of myself through Jonah Tarver. And what developed towards the end was like I found that this book could serve a much bigger purpose. My
Mhm.
hope is that my book um, brings some kind of understanding to people who feel misunderstood.
Mhm.
When I was young, and even now, but when I was like a young teenager going through my roller coaster of emotions and not being on meds and not going
Mhm.
through therapy, I was
Yeah.
I felt misunderstood by everyone, by my parents, by my
Yeah.
teachers, by my
That's
girlfriend, everyone, and people couldn't understand why I was so moody, why I was so isolated sometimes, but then the life of the party the other times.
yeah.
Um,
No, that's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so I wanted to show what life was like for people like that.
Well, I think
Um,
that's really important, especially so I'm not bipolar, but I'm neurodiverse. I have ADHD. And so
mm,
one poem that really spoke to me in that context was a poem by Emily Dickinson.
mm,
And the first line, because none of her poems have names, but the
yeah.
first line is, I felt a cleaving in my mind, as if my brain had split. I tried to
Mm,
match it seam by seam, but could not make them fit. The thought
mm,
behind strove unto the thought before, but sequence raveled out of reach like balls upon a floor. And that's kind of making yourself feel understood was really challenging for me because I knew what I wanted to say in my head, but I
yeah.
had no, there was kind of this kind of disconnect of like rhythm and that I had to figure out. Also, going through my teenage years unmedicated, I actually got my diagnosis when I was 17 in 1997, which is unheard of, especially for a woman. And
Mm,
but once I started looking at information and getting on medication, it was almost like being nearsighted and putting on glasses. And I finally got those connections and those gaps that I had been missing. So the fact that you're capturing this in this book, I think is really important for people who feel like that and
yeah.
for people to feel seen when they feel invisible. So I think that's really awesome that you did that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
More power to you. I was diagnosed late too, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I know it's Monday morning. We just go deep, but it took
Sure, why
me.
not?
Yeah, it took me a failed suicide attempt to get therapy and get diagnosed and get medication. So I had to hit rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
And that,
Sometimes they call high bottom, which is
yeah, and that was
yeah.
in high school too. And I learned, yeah, and I mean, the bright side of that darkness was that I learned what low is like, and I learned that I don't want to go back there.
That's
Um,
right. And
yeah,
hopefully, with your book, you can help people who are in that space, kind of like what Langston Hughes was talking about, and kind of reach them where they're at. And
yeah.
I think that's why this book is so important and why I'm so glad that I bought it and that I'm just thank you for writing such a needed book. Um,
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
I wanted to add some. So the book
yeah.
came out almost yeah, about 2 years, 3 years ago. What I noticed in terms of just customers and people who buy it
Uh-huh.
um, is a lot of
Oh,
parents, and the feedback I get is that like, oh, so this is how my son feels. Oh,
well,
this is how my cousin feels.
that's amazing.
Oh, this is how my students feel.
And then you
Um,
can kind of help bridge those gaps for other people too.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, I kind of want to go backward and kind of, talk about how you got into writing in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that on your website that you traveled abroad to Greece, where you had the honor of being mentored by renowned author George Crane. And so, what brought you there? What was the most rewarding part of that experience? Like, help me walk me through all that if you can.
What brought me there? Um, um, yeah. Let's keep it honest. So I was very fortunate to live in Greece for about 3 months to
Awesome.
take a writing class over there. And then from there, I went to live in Spain for
Wow.
3 years. For 3 years, and what brought me over there um, was me trying to run away from my life in America.
Mm,
Um, I had at that time I was dealing. My family and I were dealing with my dad, who was at stage 4 prostate cancer. He had
sorry.
stage 4 prostate cancer. So we were taking care of him in the house right before he went to hospice. Um, Also, I was in a really close relationship, um, partnership with my girlfriend that I thought we probably like get married, but things did not work out. Um,
It's hard.
Also, around the same time, I got laid off from my teacher job. Um,
That's a lot of things in a short amount of time to happen.
uh, well, the dad thing was over the course of probably about 3 years,
Okay.
and just slowly declined. But yeah, it was all kind of sort of in within a year. And so I, instead of facing my traumas and
Mm.
being a man, I chose to take my savings and sell my car and go overseas. First, I had a student visa, and then I had to come back, get my paperwork, and then I went back to get, and I had a work visa, and I was teaching. So anyway, going back to your original question, what
Of
was it
course. Yeah,
like?
no, we can go. Like I said, this is my brain
Yes.
isn't linear. This is perfect for me. Keep
So,
going.
when I first got over there, I took a writing class, and I didn't even know who George Crane was. I meet this guy. He's how do I describe him? He's like a Berkeley beat poet hippie, but
Nice.
dressed like a Buddhist monk.
That sounds
So
amazing.
imagine Bukowski or Allen Ginsberg, but in looking like Gandhi.
Awesome. That's
Yeah, I
amazing.
guess he was he's super cool. He had these like little monocular glasses, kind of like the Monopoly Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a weird style. He would tell me all these stories how he traveled abroad, how he was walking the streets of Paris, drinking champagne from a straw. And yeah, and then um, he was the one who helped me edit Broken Pencils, and he gave me a lot of inspiration. He told me to kind of make it cinematic, make it
Yeah,
like
that's always really good advice. Help the reader see what you see.
yeah. So also, if you're following a person in first person, include all the senses. So
Mm.
most writers or most people just include what the character sees and
Hmm.
hears. But
Right.
yeah, include what they feel, what's going on inside the body, how hard, how much, or is their mouth dry, is their heart beating fast. So include all these things to humanize your character. He also taught me minimalism.
Minimalism.
Um,
Tell me more.
yeah, just chewing out the fat.
Oh,
Like,
yep.
yeah, like you can make these long, elegant sentences. The
Mhm.
dark trees, withered from the wallowing wind,
Right.
blah blah blah, and it sounds nice. And
It
he was
sounds
like,
nice,
"Man,
but sometimes you just have to get to kind of what's important, like you said, that beating heart, that
yeah,
yeah. I think maybe
just cut,
I
cut,
think
cut."
poets do that masterfully too. They're able to catch all the senses in kind of a really small space.
Yeah,
I think that makes the experience more human and more visceral for the reader. So that sounds like excellent advice.
yeah. He taught me, if a word is not needed, just cut it.
Yeah. Yeah, kick it
Like,
out. Yeah, one of
even take
my
out, yeah,
yeah.
the thus and the and, like it
Yeah.
ends.
Well,
Yeah.
I think of words as like pulling their weight. So one of my 12th grade English teacher talked about Linda Williamson, I will na name her,
Hmm.
eliminate unnecessary words. Like if you go through that sentence and that sentence it's not and that word is not pulling its weight and the sentence
Yep.
doesn't care if it leaves, the word didn't belong there to begin with.
Good advice.
And yeah, it's really good advice
Yeah.
because and sometimes less is more. And I think that's something that is hard to it's like it's hard it's easy to know that that's what you have to do but not always easy to do in practice so that sounds like really good advice that
Yeah.
you got um so I guess that brings me to my other question, which is what else are you working on? Are you going to do another young adult novel? Are you what kind of things are you working on now?
Possibly in the future. So I came up with this idea a long time ago to do a series
Hmm,
capturing different stages in the life of Jonah Tarver,
love
but
it.
also trying to make each book something completely different.
Okay.
Um, so my first one was a coming of age novel. This so my upcoming project, coming out, God willing, July 2026, is the poetry collection of I Was, I Am,
Yes,
I Will Be.
I did get one of
Yeah.
the great. I did because I saw you at the Bay Area Book Festival as
Hmm.
so.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So initially, I have two issues of my poetry collection. And so what's going to be coming out soon is the complete set. So there's one, two, three, and there's four parts to it. And what this is not just a poetry collection. It has some short stories. It has some
Okay.
vignettes. It has a screenplay. It
Fun.
has essays, and it's all following Jonah Tarver. But this,
Oh, cool.
so we were just talking about Broken Pencils. It follows Jonah Tarver as a teenager, and
Mm.
he goes through this crazy journey in the Bay Area. So in I Was, I Am, I Will Be, you're following Jonah Tarver in his 20s.
Oh, wow.
But instead of finding his purpose in the Bay Area, he's trying to find his purpose in Europe. So he goes backpacking around Europe, trying to um, make sense of what's going on with his life in the past, present, as well as his future.
Right, because sometimes in those moments things don't really come together until you see them all kind of at a bird's eye view, if you will. So
Yeah,
that's great. I want to know more about the screenplay. That's something that I've always been interested in trying. I wrote a scene or two.
that's what
But
I have. It's just a scene. It's
yeah.
just a part scene. Yeah.
And what
And
inspired you to explore that as a medium?
I am trying to spread my wings with different writing forms. So just like Langston Hughes, like he is a great big influence for me. Just like Steinbeck, Maya
Steinbeck's
Angelou,
great. Yep.
um,
JD
people who just
Salinger.
did,
Yeah.
yeah, who can just who are great at their own craft, at poetry or at fiction, but who also branch out and do other things, and who are able also to apply those original skills to other different things. Like Maya Angelou is a great, great genius poet. And
He's a
then
genius.
when she throws in that poetry in her novels, like I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, then it makes it even better. So that's what I try to do. And so in terms of upcoming projects, I plan to release my debut collection. I'm
Hmm.
also working with an independent company on releasing an audiobook. Um,
Audiobook. Yeah, tell me more.
yeah, yeah. So that is also in the works. I've actually been getting demands from people asking, "Hey, when's the
Excellent.
audiobook?" So that's been good.
Are
So I
you going
know,
to be narrating it yourself?
yeah, of course, no AI,
No, yeah, no way, no, no, yeah, no way, I know, thank you.
no Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I mean,
No,
yeah,
it's gonna be
no,
me.
no Samuel L. Jackson.
No other voice. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's in the works. And yeah, I plan to do a book tour. I'm also in terms of just me I'm also a spoken word artist. I'm a performer.
Yeah.
I am working on a two-man show with another poet. We're trying to work on this kind of theater production. Not well, we're doing. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a spoken word play musical. Um,
Sounds great.
yeah, yeah. Also, we're going to include a drummer who's
I
going to be
know.
drumming while we do poetry.
That sounds
So
great.
that's in the works.
That sounds
Um,
awesome. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
with the audiobook, have you found that so how far along are you in that process with the audiobook?
Um, if the audiobook process was a human life, I would be an infant.
No, that's okay. I also did an audiobook for the Etiquette of Voles here behind me. That's not
Nice.
people asked if I read that myself, and I said no, my Vole's British, and I didn't want to
Mm,
like Dick Van Dyke the accent. So I found my publisher works with I know my
yeah.
publisher works with a company called Pro Audio, and I actually got to hear 5 auditions and got to pick one,
Okay. Oh
and
wow.
so one of the narrators did the vole in a teeny tiny little voice. But I landed with a guy named Tristan Wright, and he did such a good job, and it really
Okay.
captured because you really want to capture, and that's why I think it's great that you're narrating your books yourself. You really want to capture the essence of the story that you're trying to tell, and I think that's part of what audiobooks can do too. So I think that's amazing.
Well, and you know this, you know how your characters sound.
Yeah,
You know how the lines are supposed to go, how the
yeah,
inflections are supposed to be.
exactly.
Um, and trained actors, they could pick up on that, but it's not going to be exactly how you pictured it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And because I think everybody has their own voice. Like even you talk about drummer, having a drummer. Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters talked about, I think this was a speech he did at South by Southwest, where it's like if you play the drums, that's your unique way of playing the drums. That's your voice.
Yeah.
And so, if I were to write a young adult book and you were to write a young adult book, they would probably sound very different because we each have our own voice, our own, you know, based on our own experiences, which it sounds like yours have been very wide, a broad spectrum of experiences for sure. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I guess one last thing before we go, what do you hope? Like for like young people, like for readers, like what is your hope for them in like, I mean, as far as like reading your books and I mean, are you thinking about things like developing empathy, or are you thinking about like what is your hope for,
Hmm.
I know that's kind of a heavy loaded question to end with.
No, I'm sitting with it for a second.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Um,
take your time.
I don't want to take up too much time.
No, no, we're
Um,
fine. We're swimming in time. We don't have to worry about that.
just there's a line repeated in Broken Pencils. There's also a line repeated in my upcoming book. Is um, we are what remains from damage.
Mm.
My my hope. Same thing. I'm pushing for myself
Mm.
because I don't always have it. I try to keep it. I have I try to just keep it together, but I also got to like motivate
None of us
myself.
can. It's really
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. And so the message I try to push in my work is also the same message I try to push on myself, is that like we're not defined by our trauma. We're not defined by our pain or our past or our damage. Like we are what remains from this damage. We are the survivors, not even just survivors. We're the people that that overcame those lows. We overcame those bad times, and we grew from it.
Absolutely.
Kind, just kind of. I mean, not to make it like all majestical and stuff, but it's just kind of like the phoenix, kind of like
You can
the
always rise
caterpillar.
up after. Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of just the process of the caterpillar and the butterfly. Like we all these kind of symbols and stuff, like that's what we are. So when I meet people like yourself who you gone through your mental distress, and I know you have your experiences and your lows and your highs. I have my students and they've gone through their crazy stuff. I meet all these different people, and it's like I think to myself and also tell them like we are what remains from the damage, and we're going to keep remaining from more damage, and whatever doesn't destroy us and kill us is just going to make us stronger.
As long as we get up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Now, it reminds me of one of the universities I worked at. There was a music instructor, and he talked about how to prepare his students for recitals. And because, like, when you make a mistake, so I play piano, sort of, and when you make a mistake, you just kind of have to keep going
yeah.
because usually you know there's a mistake, but not everybody else knows. And so
Yep.
basically, he said the art is in the recovery of
mm,
whatever that is. And I thought that,
mm.
you know.
It's how you get back up.
That's right. It's how you get back up.
mm, that's good. I should write that down.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to do a commencement speech for this fifth grade that I did a school visit for. I'm going to include that in there. So I'm glad it resonated. What are your plugs? There you go.
Hi, I'm, this has been great. Thank y'all for listening. I'm Jay Rice. Jay Rice, name so nice. Some people just repeat it twice. I don't know why they do that. You can find me at I'm Jay Rice. I am Jay Rice on IG, also on YouTube, TikTok, and not so much. If you want to learn more about me, check out my website at
Really well
www.j
put together website, I have to say.
I try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I didn't even use AI, but I did. I spent like a good three
Web
days
design is
just
hard
polishing.
work, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not. What was I saying? Oh, find me at jrrice.com. I can't even spell my name. Um, um, and also, check out my books. They're on Amazon. If you don't like Amazon, I understand. Go to bookshop.org. Bookshop.org is a great website. You're buying directly from local bookstores. So you're
Support your local
supporting,
bookstores, especially a
yeah,
seat at the table. And there's also Ruby's over here
yeah.
and Book Passage in the Bay
Yep.
Area.
Yes,
And
yes, yes, yes.
absolutely.
So bookshop.org is a great website. You'll find all the same books from Amazon on that website, and you'll order it. You might have to pay about $5, $6 extra,
Yeah.
but you're supporting local businesses, keeping them operate it. So
Absolutely.
when you do check them out, check out Broken Pencils. Also check out I Was, I Am, I Will Be.
Awesome.
Also check out Karen's book.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Kid Evolve
yeah.
right there. There
Yes,
you
yes,
go.
yes, yes. And thank you. This has been great.
Oh yeah, thank
Great,
you
great, great
too.
interview.
And
Yes.
thanks for being here.